What's up, everybody? So I wanted to talk to you today about the Model Y and how these things are launching and how you could get yours early. So I have a reservation like a lot of people. I set mine in on January 31st, right after the earnings call. I think it was a day or two after, and put my reservation in. And I put it in for a long-range all-wheel drive, and assumed I'd probably get the car sometime in the summer, maybe May at the earliest. And then after the announcements came out that, hey, we had already started ramp up, that it actually turned out they made a lot more than anybody had anticipated. So then the question was, what happens if it comes early, So my wife and I were pretty excited to look at getting the car early. So delivery started mid-March, right in the middle of a huge mess of this whole pandemic issue. And unfortunately, as you all know, had to shut the factory down. So what's out there is what's out there, right? So those are all shipped to, orders already confirmed and everything. However, there's a lot of people not wanting to make a big purchase like that right now with things going on. So there's a whole bunch of canceled orders on these Teslas that have been out there. So now, as of today, I think the highest number I've seen in a VIN is like 4,800 series. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean there's 4,800 of them made, but that's probably a good indication of ballpark where they're at and number of Model Ys that they built before they shut down the factory. So I had all the email confirmations, set up your information, get your insurance, get your financing, all that. So I did everything and didn't hear anything. And came over to the local service center here in Indianapolis and saw my Model Y configuration sitting outside. And it's actually sitting right here. This is the one that I saw, and I was so excited. And I put up a really short walkthrough video, but it's like, why is this thing here? Is it just a canceled order? So I went on to Tesla's website and did the chat. I tried finding phone numbers, people to call, and hey, what's the deal with this Model Y? They also had a Model Y Performance, which you can see right over there, right there. And so they had two of them. So I thought, what the heck? Let's just find out. I kept coming every day and saw these vehicles are still here. So surely this is just canceled orders. Maybe they can match this white Model Y long range. And I wasn't having much luck. A lot of people just say, hey, somebody from 725 will call you back. And then somebody from Nevada will be calling you back. And still nothing. So this weekend, I came in to the service center. The guy was really nice, and I asked him, I said, hey, what's the deal with these Model Ys out here? And I also noticed there's another one inside that matches my configuration. And he said, yeah, those were canceled order. What's your reservation number? Popped it in. He said, oh, well, it's crazy because last night they matched your VIN, so that's actually your car out there. So when do you want to take delivery? So my wife and I are like, uh-oh. So we gotta, get things put together and figure out when do we want to take this car. So we've been going through all the details with our, with the van we drive now, and what are we gonna do? Are we gonna trade it in? Or are we gonna sell it ourselves? Anyways, so it turns out that's not my car, but the one inside, they were ready to deliver, but the delivery got canceled. So that's my car right there. So I'm set for Monday to come back. That's my delivery appointment to pick this car up, and I'm so excited. But it got me thinking about all the steps and all the things I had to do to get to this point. Now, I checked my Tesla account multiple times a day, probably 5 times a day. So I know that there wasn't an update yesterday or on Friday. It didn't match my VIN. There was nothing on my account that showed otherwise. After the guy here at the service center said that, oh, it matched last night, I looked in my account, and immediately, sure enough, it shows the VIN. And It was a 2900 series VIN number. So I thought that was pretty high. That was one of the higher ones I'd heard of to this point. And so the VIN was assigned now all of a sudden, but it wasn't there the night before, and it wasn't there that morning, and I checked a couple times. So I think I'm pretty confident, based on what I've heard other people's experiences and my own. I'm making some assumptions here, but to get into one of these, I think that they are so unorganized right now, and with the pandemic going on, their staffing is lower anyways, so they're having issues probably keeping up with, hey, what vehicles were canceled, where are they at, how do we match this to another reservation, so on and so forth. So long story short, I think that if there's a service center close to you, I would start driving by there and see if you find a Model Y in the parking lot or inside in the delivery area, whatever. See if you can find them, and if it matches your configuration, or if it's close, maybe talk to somebody inside. I thought that talking directly to Tesla would help expedite my order number being matched. I don't feel like it really did, but as soon as I talked to the guys here at the service center, who were very nice, it's like things happen immediately. So if you can find a Model Y in a configuration that you like, or in your configuration, maybe talk to them about switching your order, or maybe go ahead and change your order with hopes that it'll match that vehicle that they have on site. So if it's a different color but it's the same configuration or whatever, just go into your account and make the change, and then talk to the guy, say, hey, that matches my configuration, what's the deal, is that a matched order? But I would imagine time is running out on that, because there's got to be more than just me that's figured this thing out and are getting their vehicles matched, right? So every day there's probably less available, and so time is of the essence. If you're in one of the more popular areas for these electric vehicles, it's probably going to be a long shot for you. But here in Indianapolis, we're probably not the greenest state in the country, so these things are just kind of taking off. The Model 3s are pretty prevalent now, but a lot of people don't even know what the Model Y is, so a lot better shot. That, like I said, that performance is still sitting over there. This Model Y is still sitting here. I don't know if this one's been matched yet. Who knows? But if you're in Indianapolis, maybe hurry up and come on down here and find out if either one of these two have been matched, and maybe they can work some magic behind the scenes to match it magically to your account, which would be pretty cool. So anyways, that's kind of my idea of what I think it would take to get your Model Y early. There's got to be one on the lot, and it's got to be close or match. It's got to match your reservation, and then you got to go inside and talk to the people. I don't think I've had anybody be rude or anything like that, and I know it might sound like you're being a pest to them to be asking them all these questions about, hey, does this, but give it a shot. I mean, here we are going into April now, and with no end in sight to all this stuff, and who knows when the factory will be back open and when they can make more cars. So it could be quite a while before any more vehicles are going to be ready. But again, there it is. I've been trying to look through the window. I can only see part of the vehicle to see, hey, is there anything obvious on this one out here? In my video I took a close-up of it, but the door, I've seen this on almost all of them. On the driver's side, this does not line up, and it's kind of bad. You don't even have to be very close to see how off it is. And of course on the bottom as well, it's more of an eyesore than anything. Otherwise, it's not too bad. These gaps back here are kind of larger, but everything else looked generally okay. On this side though, the door lines up pretty good with a pretty decent gap, I guess, but I can't tell on the one inside if it's the same situation or not. So looking at it, I can only see this side. I was trying to find out what else. The gap there in the corner looks kind of sizable, but other than that, I can't really see anything that looks too alarming from out here. I wish I could see the rest of the vehicle. Obviously, they're not letting anybody in these things yet, unless you know, you bring your final payment or whatever and take it away. So I'm not trying to push it or anything, but yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe this will help some of you out. In the last few days, you probably have to try to snatch one of these things up. We'll catch you on the other side.